Action.
Adopting animals versus buying animals. Catherine Guthrie. I'm going to persuade my audience to adopt animals over buying animals. Each year, 2.7 million adopted dogs and cats are euthanized in the United States, simply because too many pets come into the shelter and too few people consider adopting pets. The Humane Society states this in 2017. I adopted my cat from an animal shelter because I wanted to make sure that he was not going to get euthanized. What should be done and what can be prevented? First, I'd like to talk to you about how many animals get euthanized instead of adopting them and adoption costs. Then I'd like to talk to you about how you can save a life, and as well as puppy mills. Finally, I'd like to talk to you about why you should adopt an animal. First, I'd like to talk to you about how animals get euthanized instead of adopting them and adoption costs. The ASPCA says that each year approximately 1.5 million shelter animals are euthanized during the year of 2010. So many animals come into the shelters and don't get adopted because of how their age is, about their disabilities, either they look funny or they act funny, and it's just really, really sad because not enough animals are getting adopted. Why you need to adopt them. Honestly, if you go and adopt them at an animal shelter, it costs about 90% less, and the money goes directly towards the animal shelter. So it helps prevent animals getting euthanized. It helps better the other animals. It helps feed them. It helps care for them, and helps other volunteers come and work on the animals. Saving a life. Then I will be talking about how you can save a life in puppy mills. Many shelters take in million animals that are homeless every day. If you adopt an animal, then you are letting the other homeless shelter animals come in. Puppy mills. If you buy a pet, either like a cat, a dog, a bunny, a lizard, anything like that, from an animal shelter, you're never certain if you're buying it from a puppy mill. The dogs aren't that great, and therefore they're probably a huge handful. Puppy mills are just a place where they're factory style, like they're breeding from other dogs are breeding from other dogs, all different kinds of style of breeds. So it's not good to have your dogs being adopted from or taken from a puppy mill. Finally, I'd like to talk to you about why you should adopt an animal. Here is a chart that says buying versus adopting. You can go ahead and look at this. And then I have another chart that is the pet overpopulation. Basically, it states euthanization. It tells you about 75% of animals are being euthanized in the world. 33% of animals are being euthanized in area shelters. 90% of euthanized rates are some individual LA shelters. And then microchipping, and there are an estimate of 12 million to nearly 100 million feral cats roaming around nationwide. So you can go ahead and just look at that. I would hope that you would consider not to shop for animals because of how sad so many animals die each year. I would also hope that you would adopt them instead. Today I talked to you about how many animals get euthanized instead of adopting them and about the costs. Then I talked to you about how you can save a life and puppy mills. Finally, I talked to you about why you should adopt an animal. Now, don't you want to go save a life?